Rickenbacker invented the electric guitar 77 years ago. We created the first electric guitar pickup, and it's still the type of pickup that's used today on modern guitars. Through our history, we've been an innovator, but at the same time we've also tried to be very environmentally friendly, and along the way we also determined that it was entirely going to be an American company. We do no production outside of here in California. We have a little different philosophy as far as the way we create an instrument. Rather than being a mass manufactured product, we look at it as an artwork, and we treat each instrument as its own individual artwork, a creation in its own right. Through the years, we've had quite a wide range of clients. Most notable probably were all three of the guitar-playing Beatles, but a little more up-to-date, certainly Tom Petty, REM, U2, and in fact most of the young upcoming bands are currently using our product. I'm the principal designer for the company. However, that isn't saying too much, because most of our instruments have had a 30, 40, even a 50-year product life. And given the very large backlog that we enjoy currently, it's actually impossible for us to introduce a completely new instrument. So designing is more in the area of improving the instruments and very small incremental adjustments to the instrument. And the main side of the designing or creative side really comes in the manufacturing process, how we manufacture them, how we have changed the processes through the years. That's what's the exciting part.
My name is Grover Jackson, and I have been making guitars for too many years. I'm here doing programming and stuff for Rickenbacker, which is really great for me to be able to work on these guitars, because they sort of form the history of the music business. I do the programming for the CNC machines. I make all the fixtures and then test proof out the programs and the fixtures, and then turn it over to the guys to run. We have a couple of Laguna bandsaws that we use to death. I mean, they get used all day, almost every day. We have a 16 HD here, which is in the sort of main mill. And then we have an 18 in here in the rough mill. If we do some resawing or things like that, there are a lot of little components that have to get made, and so we take basically we take the scrap pieces, the end pieces and whatever, and cut those up to make the little pieces that need to be added on. So there's our 18.
Actually, I learned about Laguna Tools from driving back and forth every day in front of Laguna Tools' original headquarters in Laguna Beach, and was kind of interested to see what they were, checked it out, and discovered they had some equipment that was very much close to what we needed, and a local supplier, which is something we really like. I don't recall that we've ever had a failure. Certainly there are parts that wear out, and that's one of the beauties of having Laguna next door. We can get replacement parts almost instantaneously. We have totally revamped the manufacturing process, modernized the machinery. We utilize a lot of CNC equipment, some pretty high-tech stuff for working with wood. You have to understand that our concept, given the very long lead time and the very large amount of orders that we have, the concept has been, we take the quintessential guitar, we make a digital model of it, we figure out how to use automation to keep making that quintessential guitar over and over. But we have grown, and certainly the machinery has allowed us to grow, but I will not compromise by trading quantity for quality.
Really, my favorite part is the design portion. You know, I've become kind of a computer geek, and we have to make things because people want to buy the guitars, but really for me the real joy is the design portion. That's the part that I like the best. If I design it correctly, if I draw it correctly, create the data properly, then the making of it gets a whole lot easier. All the little pieces go together the way they're supposed to.
It takes us approximately 2 weeks to manufacture a guitar currently. We're actually working to cut that back a little bit because we have almost a 2-year backlog currently. Essentially, we start out with lumber, turn lumber into blanks, put the blanks on machines where we do a lot of automation to create the bodies. Then there's a lot of finishing process that goes on. Includes sealing, color coats, final coats. Then there's a lot of sanding and buffing to get the very high gloss finish that we're famous for. Following that is the assembly of the parts. We control all the manufacturing of the parts ourselves and do the final assembly, checkout, and nothing goes into inventory. An instrument created today will be shipped tomorrow. We maintain no inventory at all.
I guess the challenge at Rickenbacker is to try to understand and be aware of the history and the impact that the instruments have made and be true to that history.
The instruments on the wall here are part of my personal collection. Through the years, we've manufactured about 1,000 different styles of musical instruments. So my 350 odd instruments really is just a microcosm of what we've made. But we use this essentially as a library, as a reference, so that we can go back and see what we did 30 or 40 years ago. Our customer service people can come over and look at an instrument as they speak with a customer about a particular instrument that we made years ago. But beyond that, essentially it's a museum.
Another one of the things that we like about Laguna is the customer service and the ability to get parts quick and easy. I was lucky for us, they're very close, so I was able to just run over and pick up parts, and Torben was there in the office. He said, here, let's get this, and boom, 30 minutes later I was back with a little part that I needed to get. So service and parts availability is a real big issue for us.
I'd certainly recommend Laguna Tools to anyone that's looking for a quality machine that's sourced from a local vendor here in California.